Hello students, let's continue the session on integers. In the previous class, we have learned addition of integers on the number line, and we have also seen what is the rule involved in adding integers. Let me mention those two rules. Rule 1. The first rule is to add two integers of same sign, two integers of like signs, we need to find the sum of their absolute values. And place the common sign before sum. This is the rule number 1. Very important thing you need to know is we need to find the sum of their absolute values, and we are going to place common sign before them, before the sum. Very important. This is the rule 1. The rule 2 is add two integers of unlike sign. As I mentioned in the previous session, unlike refers to two different integers, a positive and a negative. We need to find the difference of their absolute values and place before this difference the sign of the integer which has the largest or the larger absolute value. Please understand word by word in this rule. When unlike signs are there, we need to find the difference of their absolute values and place before this difference the sign of the integer which has the larger absolute value. You might have a doubt when we have the number line, why do we require this? We require this because every time we cannot mention the numbers on the number line. Sometimes the number will be very large. Using this rule, how do we find the sum now? Let me give some questions here. Let us do addition of the integers. Let me take 5 added to negative 7. What will be the result? The result will be negative 2. Why? Why the result is negative 2? As I mentioned, when unlike signs are there, we are going to find the difference of absolute value. What is the difference of absolute value? This will be 7 minus 5. Absolute value of 5 is 5, absolute value of minus 7 is 7, so the difference is 7 minus 5, which is 2. And we place the sign to consider. Sign to be considered here is negative, because the larger absolute value is 7 and it's having negative sign. Therefore, the result obtained is negative 2. Hope I have made it clear. Let's do one more question. Let's do addition of negative 7 with negative 5. As I have mentioned earlier that whenever two integers are having the same sign, they are called as like integers. Here we are going to add the absolute value. Add absolute AB. Okay, absolute value is 7 added to 5 is 12. Sign consider is common sign, which is positive. Therefore, the result is positive 12. Let's do one more question, which is having a large number, very large number. Let me take this time 317 added to negative 268. Look at this. Here, unlike signs are there, so we need to find the difference of absolute values is 317 minus 268 and the difference is 49. Which sign to consider? Sign to consider is positive. Therefore, the result obtained is positive 49. You may feel this method of adding is little difficult. You need to practice this, then you will be able to write the answer directly. A very simple question I'll give. The simple question is, when negative 23 is added to positive 23, what will be the result? The result is 0. Sum is 0. What is the reason? We need to see they are unlike integers. So we need to find the difference. 23 minus 23 is 0. We all know that 0 doesn't carry a sign along with that. So 0 is neither positive nor negative. So the result obtained is just 0. Now I'll be giving you a few questions for you to try. You may consider this as a homework. The first question for you is to draw a number line and represent each of the following. On it. First one, negative 5 added to positive 7. Second one, positive 5 added to negative 9. Third one, negative 3 added to negative 8. Fourth one, negative 1 added to negative 2, then added to positive 2. Fifth one and the last one, minus 2 added to positive 7, then added to negative 8. Should be careful when three different numbers are even. Now I'll be giving you one more question. Question number 2. We need to add the integers in the following. In that first one, minus 692 and 258, we need to add these two integers. Next, 2538 added to minus 712 added to positive 712. Third one, 1490 added to negative 2370. Fourth one, minus 501 added to minus 3619, that is added to minus 270. Last one, minus 729 added to minus 7098, that is added to positive 729, that is added to negative 2. I request you to think before you write the answer, not to write it directly. Think, if possible, write the steps and then write the answer. Alright. Now we shall discuss few statements and let's identify whether the given statements are true or false. Let's do that. Let me mention one by one. First statement. Statement number 1. The sum of an integer and its negative is 0. Is this statement a true statement or a false statement? Yes. This one is a true statement. What is the reason? Let me consider an integer added to negative of that integer. Here they are unlike, so we need to find the difference, and the difference is 0. So the statement is true. Second statement, 0 is a positive integer. Is this statement true? You should say that this statement is false. The reason is 0 is neither negative nor positive. Third statement, the sum of an integer let me mention here negative integer with another negative integer is a positive integer. Is this statement true? You should say the statement is false. The reason is when a negative integer is added to one more negative integer, they become like integers. So absolute values added and the same sign is taken forward. So minus 7. It's a negative, not positive. Therefore, the given statement is false. Next statement, fourth statement. The sum of an integer and 0 is the same integer. The sum of an integer and 0 is the same integer. This statement is a true statement. What's the reason? Whenever we add 0 with a number, we get the same number. When we add, say, positive integer 4 to 0, we get the result as the same number. So the given statement is true. Fifth statement. The successor of minus 180. The successor of minus 180 is minus 179. Is this statement a true statement? This statement is true statement. The reason is minus 180 is to the left and minus 179 will be towards the right of minus 180. As we move on the number line towards the positive direction, the value increases. So successor of minus 180 is 179. Sixth statement. The sum of a negative integer and a positive integer is always a negative integer. Is this statement true or false? This statement is false. Why this statement is false? If you have negative 3 added to negative 2, the result, positive 2, the result is negative 1. Whereas when negative 3 is added to 5, we get positive number. Always we need to look at the larger absolute value. The larger absolute value, the sign will be considered along with the result. Next statement, statement 7. On number line, negative 15 and positive 15 are at the same distance from 0. This statement is a true statement. They will be at same distances. Next statement. What's the statement number 8? The statement number 8. The sum of two negative integers is negative integer. This statement is a true statement. Whenever same like integers are added, we have to carry the same sign. Next statement, the sum of three different integers. Sum of three different integers can never be 0. Is this statement a true statement? It's false, because I can consider an integer as 0 added to 3 added to negative 3. The result is 0. Here, three different integers are taken. These are three different integers. Let's look at statement number 10. Since Negative 5 is larger than negative 7. So the absolute value of negative 5 is larger than the absolute value of negative 7. Is this statement a true statement? It's a false statement. The reason is absolute value of minus 5 is positive 5. The absolute value of negative 7 is positive 7. Very clearly 7 is larger than 5. It will not be smaller than 5. Therefore, this statement is a false statement. Last statement, absolute value of 8 minus 5 is same as absolute value of 8 added to absolute value of minus 5. Is this statement a true statement? It's a false statement. The reason is, look at the left hand side. We have absolute value of 8 minus 5, which is absolute value of 3, which will be 3. Look at the right hand side. Absolute value of 8 added to absolute value of minus 5. When 8 is added to 5, the result is 13. So clearly, left hand side is not equal to the right hand side. So with this, I'll conclude today's session, and in the tomorrow's session, we shall learn another very important concept called as subtraction of integers. Thank you.